Good evening, everyone. I nearly had to do another round of music then when I was reading about Boynes' mints and tatties, and then Animal was asking what he was doing with the mints. I nearly had to roll it again. How is everybody? Thanks for coming in. We got some new toys to play with. Well, we've got a new toy anyway. That is the 805, of course, which is coming out tomorrow. 10 AM for consoles. A little bit later for Steam and Epic. Hopefully you all have had a chance to already have a look at it today. I did the video earlier. It's got good numbers, actually, that video, so I'm quite pleased with that. But there's been a few of us showing it off today. So as promised, we're going to have the live look. So we'll go into it in a bit more depth. We'll go on the West Coast Mainline South first. Then we'll hop onto Birmingham Crewe on the same service, actually, but further along the line. And then we'll do something a bit special after that with the 805. So we'll get into it in a second, but before we start, let me say hello to all you good people. David Drives, thank you for that membership, mate. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you for that. Thank you for that support. We have got Elliot, good evening, Animal, 3-star Reds, Railway Man, and there is, I can't read that on there, in the background. The gym and Buffy car is now open. Elliot, you legend. Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw the conversation about the Buffy being well stocked. Yeah, it should be because we've got a couple of long runs going on tonight. So, yeah, Railwayman UK, good evening. Noah, how are you doing? Who else have we got? Dave Pearson. Nice to see you, Dave. How are you? Will, of course, is here. Train Mad Matty, good evening. We've got G Dave. G Dave's back. Andrew, how are you? And of course, Bournes with his mints or mincing or whatever it was. FPS Gamer, good evening to you. Crisp Freemans, everyone's in tonight. Pete Edmonds, good evening. Snowcoat, Rob, Joshua, Mike's in. Tyo likes buses. Jonathan Martin is in. Nate Price, hi everybody. How are you doing? Great to see everybody in. I don't want to chat for too long. So I'm going to do the admin first. I'm going to show you around what it is. Who else have we got? M. Snitcho, how you doing? Shawaddy Waddy, I'll look at that again in a sec. Right, first of all, so if we look at West Coast Mainline South, first of all, scenarios. My word, I didn't realise there were so many scenarios on on this now. Let me have a look where they are. They're probably going to be halfway up, aren't they? Let's have a look. Right, so here we go. So we've got, I think we've got 5 scenarios. 1, 2, 3. No, we've got 4 scenarios. All on the West Coast Mainline South. There's none on Birmingham to Crewe. So we got this one blocked at Camden. 45 minutes. Turn back at Watford. That's 45 minutes. The Wembley final special. I don't think there's any chance of Preston being in that. But there you go. 50 minutes. Saturday night crawl. 55 minutes. So they're all on the West Coast Mainline South. So you don't have to have Birmingham to Crewe for this to work. It will work on the West Coast Mainline South. Just in case you're wondering. If we pop back again into the West Coast Mainline South, we just have a quick look on the timetable. I was saying in the earlier video, we seem to get more and more timetables now, and it can get a little bit confusing. However, this is the one that you want, the West Coast Mainline South Ibero 2025. So we click on that. You can see for the 805, we got 27 services on the West Coast Mainline South, 34 minutes, 34, 37. These are all London and Milton Keynes, these ones, the full length of the West Coast Mainline South as we know it in TSW. So there's 27 of those. And if we go back once again, and I'll quickly show you Birmingham to Crewe. No scenarios, as I mentioned, but if you have a look at the timetable, once again, you've got the original 2019 timetable there, but now we've got this modern timetable. So if we click on that, look at the 805, we've got 37 services for the 805 on there. And if we just go into that, there's various different timings. We've got actual full ones from Crewe to Birmingham. There's a couple of those, 55 minutes. But a lot of them are between Stafford and Crewe, which is the Holyhead service. So there's a few. there's a few on there. So we're gonna start on the West Coast Main Line South, in service mode, and I've picked one out. But before I do that, let me just check what's going on. Shawaddy, you've got the boys with you again. Good evening, boys. How you doing? Andy, lad, hope you're all right. Princey Gaming, how are you? The Jerk, Great Western is there. He's running late. He can't call me. That's right. Yeah. Who else have we got? Anyone else? Lamore is there. Freddy's Trains. Scottish Rail Fan. Yep. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for coming in. Right. Let's get into it. So the first one we're going to do is 1 Delta 83, which is the 858. So we're going to do 1 Delta 83, as I said. This will take us to Milton Keynes. Then we're going to pick up 1 Delta 83 again at Stafford and run it to Crewe. So we'll get sort of 2 sections off it, if you will. I'll turn the dynamic weather off so you can look at it in decent weather, because you're here to look at it. That's what it's about. And we'll get going, shall we? When's a spad due? Oh, you could get one. Especially when I'm doing all this talking. Callum, how are you? Nice to see you. Scotch is in. Let's wait for it to load up. Right, here we go. Tomorrow morning, by the way, I've got a tutorial coming out. Most of you will know how to start this up, but it'll show you how to start it up. But not only that, it'll show you how to switch from AC power to diesel, and then back from diesel to AC power, just in case you're not familiar with that process. So that's coming out tomorrow. I will put it on the feed as soon as I've done it. Right, so let's get it started up. So we'll put it straight into forwards, I think. We'll get the doors open here. We'll get the lights on. If I can do it on the controller. We'll have the full lights. Over here, all the safety systems. Don't think we need the ETCS, but I'm going to put it on. AWS, TPWS, Vigilance, and DSD. Now, something I don't know is a bug or not, which I have asked Dovetail to look at, is when we sit down. If I can sit down, listen.
AWS operational.
It only says AWS operational. Now, I would expect, like some of the other units, it also tells us that TPWS is operational. I don't know if that's a bug or not, or whether it's designed to be like that. I've asked Dovetail anyway, just in case. Well, let's have a look outside, shall we, before we leave. Here it is. Very shiny. We're on the PC tonight, by the way. There is no early access on console, unfortunately. Lets us know where we're going. Wait until 9 o'clock. So we will have to wait till 9 o'clock, because I mentioned this morning I can't close the doors before 9 o'clock, which is what I would normally do. If I do that, it asks me to open the doors again. And therefore we lose time. Bit of a bugbear of mine, and a few of you as well, I know. All right, let's pop back in. Combined power and brake handle, so we just need to step through
West
and off we go.
Service to Holyhead. We'll be calling at Milton Keynes Central, Stafford, Crewe, Chester, Preston, Rill, Colwyn Bay, and Holyhead.
You just reminded me about the GSMR as well. Let me just do this. You see it registers the head code and the signal.
Displayed throughout the train.
And you want me to click the screen, I think. Who was that who said that? English Electric, how are you? Click on the screen above the GSMR. Can you click the arrow facing upwards and show the options?
Or text the British Transport Police
above the GSMR? Do you mean this screen? This one?
See it? Say it. Sorted.
There's the options. I don't know what you can do with it. I don't think you can do anything with it, look. There's nothing clickable. Oh, there's a couple of clickable things, but I don't think they do anything. They don't do anything. But it is clickable. Let's go back to home. No, I need to go down one, don't I? Is what I need to do. That's it. Right, let's pick it back up again. Very strange, thank you for that. You wish you got the early access. You might do if you have a channel. I don't know if you have a channel. If they see you and they pick you out and you've got a channel, you may do. It says Chester. Where does it say Chester? It says Holyhead up there. Dave Melody, how you doing? Adam, good evening. Right, let's speed it up. It's obviously quite a quiet unit in the cab. We will spend a little bit of time outside so you can have a look at it. I was pointing out this morning as well, you see at the top of the view screen, it will tell us if we're going to arrive late or early in Milton Keynes there at the top. Shows you plus or minus minutes, which is handy for me, as you know, 'cause I'm usually late, but... Right, go up to 50. This is the preview build. I always say it because I need to point that out. This is the preview build. Something could change overnight between what you see and what comes out tomorrow. I'm not sure if there's any other builds planned, but just to let you know, it's not a public build, this one. They don't share the plans with me on that. Right, we're underway. It's missing a speed set, I think. Dave, Dave, were you saying they're working on a speed set? Is that what you told me earlier? It needs one. Pete Wright, good evening, how are you? You didn't get the notification. Don't worry, you're here now. You're here now. Oh, the announcement said Chester. Oh, that's interesting. Wings and Things, how are you? The preview, they said they're working on the speed set. Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah, that'll be handy, actually. I missed that. This, good evening. Bandermaids, Steve is here. Good evening. Listen to the motors as we speed up. I did this morning, but let's do it again. Right, there we go. Let's just check the schedule. Due in Milton Keynes 9:32. Straight through. Literally, if I speed like that. Yeah, see now you just flick the speed set on and you'd be alright. But as it is now, you have to just constantly adjust. And many of you already decided if you're picking this up or not, just out of interest. I did a little poll this morning while it was live. I think the majority said they were, but there was quite evenly a portion of not and maybe this morning. But like I said at the beginning, probably a few of you have had a chance to have a look at it today with the ambassadors streaming it at various times. Scotch Ego, you're not. You'll wait for a sale. Pete Wright, you're going to get it. Yeah, Jonathan's going to get it. Band of Maids is getting this. Nice, nice. Like I always say, you can always wait for the sale. If you don't need it day one, you can always wait for a sale. It's just nice to see something else Avanti as well on the routes. I've not actually driven it on the West Coast Main Line South, I don't think, yet. I've done it all on Birmingham Crewe. Nice, we don't have to stop though. Andrew, you're going to get it. M. Snitcho is going to get it. Will's going to get it. Great Western is. Andy's going to get it weekend. Dave, Melody's going to get it. Animal, you need to know it runs on Xbox. I bet there'll be a couple of the ambassadors tomorrow will run it on Xbox once it's permitted. You know, once it releases. If you wait a little bit to tomorrow, you should be able to sit on Xbox and probably PS5 as well. Right, up to 110. 4 notches of power, by the way, on the power handle. Nice bit of freighting over there. BRFS, have I been on Merseyrail? What, in real life you mean? I have in real life. M. Stitchell says, gives more variety and depth to the game overall. It does, it does. I've answered that question now, VRFS, hopefully. David Dry's not getting it until it's needed for a modded timetable. I've got you. I've got you. Jason's going to be slightly late, for those of you that's asking. He is coming. Still thinking about cargo line intermodal for Birmingham to Crewe. I like all the cargo line packs. I think they're very good. I think they add quite a bit to it. Someone said this game or simulator should be renamed TSWCML because of all the West Coast Main Line. Yeah, I can see that. It does make you think though, what's next? It does make you think that once Trent Valley's out, or once Preston to Crewe is out, what's next? What main line is next? Is it going to be more ECML? I'm not sure. Not sure. This is the first DLC of the year, so I'm hoping... Well, we should have a roadmap soon. I'm hoping we get some new items on that, to be honest. You've got quiz night again. That's shocking, that. Good evening, Tom. How are you doing? John Smith. Oh, God. I've got my Diet Coke as standard. Too much talking. That 56 guy, how you doing? You go on a strike till the 90 comes. I was watching a bit of Alan Thompson sim, I don't know when it was, a couple of nights back. Sounds like they're well on with it, you know. the 90. I think they all but confirmed as well that later the passenger side of it is coming with a DVT. That's how I interpreted what they were saying. It was funny because they were drinking and they were getting more drunk as they went through the stream. So I was listening out for bits and pieces. It's quite funny. Road maps next week, yeah. We might get West Coast Main Line Carlisle to Glasgow. Yeah, West Coast Main Line North. I forgot about that. Now that would be nice. There might be a bit of a protest though for anyone who's waiting for any of the other main lines, I think. Looking forward to JT's new route, but to be honest now the Riviera is out, you've lost interest in much else. I think I'm going to hazard a guess that JT's new route will be the one that gets you off Riviera for a bit. I think that'll rekindle your interest a little bit. Carlisle to Glasgow would be mint. I like that saying, mint. I've not heard that for a long time. Past 90 and a DVT would be solid. Yeah, that's what they were kind of saying as I interpreted it the other night. And it's a public stream, you go back and watch it and go and have a listen. I think it was Sunday. Could have been Sunday. No, it would have been Saturday. It wasn't Sunday. I think it was Saturday. I watched it on Sunday. I watched the replay. Need this in Northern Transpennine to run on West Coast Main Line to Carlisle. Carlisle to Glasgow sounds insanely expensive to make. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? It would. You're hearing things. No, honestly, go and watch it yourself. Tell me what you think. Joe, good evening. How are you? Is someone else hearing a bong? You mean like the AWS magnet? Or something else? That bong? You're looking forward to the JT route too, not that you've been stuck on it for a year. Yeah, when do we get to see it? Been teasing us with it for so long. All those screenshots and we've still not seen it yet. I cannot wait for that to come out. I'm hoping it's soon. At least we know it's this year. Well, we hope it's this year. Gotta be. We are in dire need of a 91 now. Imagine blasting that down the ECML. Until you run out of track, because you need a bit more ECML, don't you? I know what you mean though. The bit that we've got, it will be nice. I mean, I'm in agreement with you all. We could do with a bit more ECML. Much as I like the West Coast Main Line. This year, you hope. Yeah. After you spent all your money on it, you need to get some of it back. It'd be great if they could link the West Coast Main Line north to the south. That would be fantastic. One straight run. Maybe in future versions of TSW. Possibly. The Derby line will take a couple of decades before early access. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that. I'm beginning to wonder when the Tadami line is coming. I've shown you it a couple of times in TS Classic and thought, I'll show this because this will be the last time I get to show it. because it'll be coming out soon in TSW and nobody will care about TS Classic. And then we don't get the TSW version, so I'm almost thinking about doing another Tadami Line TS Classic stream at some point, just to keep you all going. All those of you are looking forward to that one, including me, by the way. Rob, the Highland Line, or something like that, like the Wherry lines. Yeah, the Highland Line would be good. Well, I like the Highland Line. We need a decent 37 on it, though. Bit more clag than we get out of the current 37, I think. It's difficult to play the TSW 37 when you've been using the TS Classic AP one. It's just not quite the same, you know. If I miss anybody's comments, by the way, I apologise. It's going quite fast tonight. Portsmouth Direct, yeah. Another good TS Classic route, that. Joe with the third rail. We need more third rail. I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for that. By the way, I downloaded your scenario before, Joe, for TS Classic. Your Tunbridge to Strood one. So I will have a look at that. The bullet train, that'd be, yeah, would that'd be nice. I wonder how long the route would be, though. It'd be like the French route, wouldn't it? TGV. I ain't played that for ages, by the way. I quite like it. I'll be honest with you. But I ain't played it for a long time. Elliot, let the push-ups begin. Like, is he in? Is he in Teesside? He was in, I think he was in Joe's stream earlier on, and he said to me, is there any push-ups tonight? I bet he's here, but he's hiding. He doesn't want to do the push-ups, that's why. Andy Ladd said something like Holyhead to Chester would be a nice route in TSW. It would. Yes, it would. There's so many good routes, isn't there? Just keep putting them in the suggestions area. One day, you never know, they might, if there's enough votes for something, they might go for it. You're doing a new one soon, Gillingham to Tunbridge. Right, I'll have a look for that once you've done it, yeah. York to Newcastle in the old Valenta days would be insane. Clagging HSTs. Yeah, you guys like your HSTs, don't you? Let's come down for this 100. There we go. Have a look outside. Manchester, Piccadilly, Victoria to Preston via Bolton and Wigan. I'd definitely go for that, but I'm biased on that one. I would definitely go for that. Absolutely. Everybody's sick of seeing Preston in TSW. I think, I mean, Animal definitely is. But, I mean, that's an interesting route in real life, that. So it will be quite nice, yeah. Does anyone else think trackside workers random or around the TSRs where you have technology would further enhance the game? I was saying that in this morning's video about those TSRs that we get, but I think Dave, you were saying that TSRs you wouldn't normally get an explanation for that. It'd just be the TSR. pretty much. I don't know if you want to just type what you put this morning. GE Dave used to drive, by the way, on the East Coast Main Line and other places, just for everyone's information. So I always rely on him for my driver knowledge, as it were. And he's always the first one to tell me off if I spad or Oxenholme or anything like that. The stream is looped. Just refresh it. Yeah, just refresh. I don't know why that is. That must be YouTube. Yeah, just refresh. I'll have to watch it back after to see what happens. I can't see the stream. Has that happened to everybody? Great Eastern Main Line. Ah, yes, of course it is, yeah. That's all that talk about East Coast Main Line, that. Peter Mount, how are you? You went to Liverpool South Parkway to see 807s the God honk the horn 350. Nice. It must be YouTube. It must be YouTube, yeah. It's fine for you, Andy. Yeah, weird. Weird. I can ask you, Animal, about driving tips. Yeah, neutral sections. The neutral section expert. Anyone hungry? Don't start that. Don't start that. I've had baked potatoes tonight with tuna mayo. That's what I had. Not really excited, but actually quite satisfying. Bangers and mash for Band Maids. Job we don't stream every night. I'd be starving. Right, we've got 15 miles to MK, and then we're going to pick it up at Stafford after that. Yeah, ECML, GEML, and I knew it was similar to that. You love a tuna mayo spud, yeah, that's what I had. Well, I have tuna. I have a little bit of butter first. I have to layer it, so there's a bit of butter in the bottom on the potato. Then I have the tuna mayo on top of that, and then on top of that I have HP fruity sauce just squirted along it. I mix that up with the tuna and the mayo, but only when it's on it. You have to serve it with the brown sauce on the top. It sounds horrible, but honestly, but it has to be fruity sauce, not regular brown sauce. The normal brown sauce is too strong. The fruit is quite nice. So there you go, try that. You've got to butter your spuds. Oh god. A steak and ale pie for Peter Mount. Oh no. Chicken and asparagus pie. Oh dear. Harley, good evening. You'll probably have some real tea and biscuits later. I will. I always do. I always do. I'm trying to concentrate a little bit more on the driving tonight rather than the reading the chat, but I'll try and catch up. You just had stewed steak. Was it that stuff you get in a tin, or have you done it yourself? I quite like that Scotch steak you get in a tin with gravy. Again, it sounds horrible, but it's alright. Tintin's cookbook. Danny boy, how are you? Broadsword calling Danny boy. I'd like to see a class 730 on here. Yeah. Spaghetti and meatballs for us tonight with some garlic bread. That's alright, yeah. Go for that. You know I don't pay attention to driving. You wouldn't think this is a simulator-based channel, would you? You think it was a cooking channel, as we said before. $805,005. Out of interest, when we start at Stafford, let's see if it's 005. It's the same service, so we'll see. Oh, was it Burns night last night? You didn't have haggis. Yeah, it would have been Burns night, wouldn't it? It's about the right time. Right, we're meant to be doing 90 through here. That's better. It's skipping again. Weird. It's only doing it for some of you though. Must be YouTube. That's typical that, when we get a good crowd in, that it does that. Yeah, some of you are fine, you see, and some of you are not. Yeah. Bizarre. Right, we're still at 90, just. We got 7.5 to Milton Keynes. Got a 350 running away up there. Let's see if we can catch him. Danny Sprint, how are you doing? You're watching on your TV, Danny boy. Commenting on the phone. How does it look on the TV? Does it look alright? I can see the 350 still. We're just keeping up with him at the minute. It'd be nice to have something on these screens. That's just a general comment throughout TSW. There's a lot of empty screens in the various locos and units, isn't there? It'd be nice if you just get something static displayed on those, even. There we go. Good evening, that 158 guy, how are you? You're a little bit late, but it's alright. King K, how you doing? I can see you've been told off by Streamlabs. What did you say? I didn't even see what you said. Good evening, by the way. Oh, good afternoon for you, I should say, because you're in the US, aren't you? Does the 805 have the safety systems of the 390? They're exactly the same. Yeah, same. You mean the AWS and the DPWS, DSD, etc. Has it got cruise control? No, we were talking about that. Speed set, you mean? No speed set at the moment, but as G. Dave was saying, it mentioned in the preview last week that they're working on it. That'd be really nice. David Mangum, good evening. You're definitely buying it tomorrow. Nice, nice. Right, we've got Milton Keynes approaching. It's quite a nice run, that, without stopping, straight through. Quite enjoyed that. There you go, you see, look at that, +1. Can you see on the timing? +1 minute. And it would be right as well by the time I get there.
We are now approaching Milton Keynes Central. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
Well, we've got the usual red at the end of the platform, so let's make sure we don't argue with that. Yeah, see, now it's gone to +2 minutes for Milton Keynes on the, if you look. So it works. Late as usual. King K, you love long journeys, you're definitely getting this for your collection. Nice. Nice. And just in case anyone has to go, I have a... Before we get to it, we're going on to Stafford to Crewe next. And then there's a scenario I've created, which I'll tell you all about once we get to it, which I'll be putting on Creators Club tomorrow. So you reminded me when you said about a long run there, King K. The scenario I've done is a longer run, which we'll have a look at. So that'll be, as soon as it goes on consoles tomorrow at 10, I'll put it on the Creators Club. And I'll come back and I'll put a link directly to it in Creators Club in the description of this stream. So you don't have to mess about trying to find it on Creators Club if you want it. All right, cool. Let's go back to the main menu. We're going to switch over. Perfect stop, says Teo. You usually enter stations about 60. I think it just depends, doesn't it? Depends if you're concentrating. Usually I'm looking at what you guys are saying and not paying attention. Right, Birmingham to Crewe's next. And as I said, we're going to pick up the same service we were just on. So if we go into this Grand Junction Railway modern timetable, and we pick the 805, from Stafford it is 10:22, which is this one, 1 Delta 83, which was the 902 from Euston that we just ran. So once again, we'll go custom. We'll put it to the same day. We'll see if we get the same unit, which was 005, wasn't it? Oh God, not Birmingham, says Scotch. Does the scenario involve Preston? If it does, will you be leaving? You're not going to leave, are you? Right, let's just check first. It is indeed 005. There you are. I was fully expecting it not to be the same unit, but it is. So there you go. Someone's driven it for us for that portion that we missed. So we fast forwarded in time. That's why it'd be nice to have the full route, wouldn't it? Put like forwards, unlock the doors, go through the motions once more. If I can just do that. There we go. I'll do this early now, shall I? Just click this twice. Not contact signaler. There. 1 Delta 83 998. That was the same signal before, wasn't it? 998. Is it really 998? Right, so the signal's wrong. We're not at 998. So that isn't right, is it? So that's a GSMR issue then, again, if you want accuracy. Right.
Operational.
I think we're all ready to go. Wait until 10:24. Okie dokie. There's a pendo on the other side. I'll let you see the doors close once we do it as well. Yeah, see you, boys. Cheers. Where's the Queen of Birmingham? She's in somewhere. Yeah, there she is. They always use 998, do they, on the GSM? I've never noticed that before. That's interesting. Right, let's lock the doors. Alexander, good evening, how are you? Right, straight through to Crewe on this one. So let's do it. Bit of 66 action.
Avanti West Coast service to Holyhead. We'll be calling at Crewe, Chester, Flint, Preston, Rill, Colwyn Bay, Llandudno Junction, Bangor, and Holyhead.
Can we have that route, please, as well? We got the announcements. Can we just have the route?
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
It would be great to have that North Wales coast, wouldn't it? Honestly.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it? Say it.
Terry,
Sort it.
good evening. Llandudno Junction, yeah, indeed. GSMR is usually set up against the signal number, but if you can't, then you use 995 or 998. Oh, is that why it is? Is that not the point, though? You're meant to say what signal you're at so that people know who you are and where you are. I don't know. If you close the doors before time, yeah, if you close the doors before time, unfortunately, it asks you again. Oh, look at this, the same TSR as I had this morning. If you close the doors before time, it asks you to open them again once the departure time comes around, so it's a bit annoying. Yeah, North Wales Coast in TSC is quite good, and you can get, I don't know if you've got the North Wales Coast revamped as well, wings and things, or anyone who's in TS Classic, by On-Track Simulations. That is a nice version. You can get that on Train Sim Community. Maybe I'm a bit early for the 40, but it's fine. Swim World 6 Gamer, how you doing? No, I'm not doing that one time. Everyone asked me that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You'll be going over that motorway bridge on Friday night and Sunday. You have to see if I'm driving underneath. Right, there's the 40. Yep, see ya, 158 guy. Thanks for coming in. Oh, that's a difficult question, Dave. Would I prefer North Wales in BR Blue or modern day? Ooh, that's a very good question. Because I would like both, but if I had to say BR Blue, if I really had to choose one above the other, BR Blue. Yeah. You know I like my BR Blue stuff. Plus then it could tie in with Preston to Crewe, couldn't it? Once that comes out, that is. You used the formation aid to make the 800 before the announcement of the Riviera line, got you. Pete says has to be BR Blue. You'd get more variety. Yeah, I knew Pete would. I knew Pete would want BR Blue. I think quite a few people would go for BR Blue. There's Animal, G Dave, yeah, definitely. But Wings and Things wants TSW6 modern day. Yeah, a mixed bag, I think. T-side, how you doing? Any push-ups? There is. You better get doing them. Someone tell him how many push-ups. You want to hear the motors when we set off next time? Yeah, I'll do that. That'll be in the next scenario because we're going straight to Crewe on this one with no stops in between. We need video evidence of real push-ups. That's what we grew up with, BR Blue. I certainly did. Yeah, I certainly did. You've not got this route, Shoddy. Are you on PC? I can't remember. Very white and shiny. Yeah, what's going on with the windows as well? I don't know if I was noticed. Can you see that? It's like a mist. I suppose it's meant to be weathering, but I can't help feeling there's a bit too much of it. All the windows look like someone's breathed on them from the inside on a cold day. You on the PS5, Joddy? There's some texture issues still on the PS5. I've noticed when I'm playing it on the PS5. At the moment, it runs fine on the PS5, just the textures. So it depends whether you can put up with that or you want to wait to get a fix for it. Windows are filthy already. Notice that as well, the coaches are clean. Somebody forgot to clean the windows. Yeah, they just look like... I get what it's trying to do, but can you see? They're clean though. But they're dirty now. Don't know. If you're driving, it's not too much of an issue. However, I have noticed that on the odd occasion it goes weird in the cab. And all these, can you see it's like it says demister there and it says engine start. Even they get blurry and you can't read them. I don't know what that is. I know that I think they've got an idea on it, how to fix it. And they will fix it. I don't know how long it'll take though. The ballast looks darker on this route. It does, doesn't it? It does. You bet the seats are filthy already. They can be a bit grim. I mean, I've not been on an 805, but I've been on the Pendolino a lot, and they can be a bit grim. I don't know what the carriage cleaners do. Do they still have carriage cleaners? I guess they do. They used to work overnight, coming in cleaning, but all they do is pick up the litter. I don't know. They just give the table a wipe with the same old cloth that they used on every other table. But apart from that, I don't know what cleaning they do. They might hoover up a bit. Wasn't an issue on TSW5, so they've changed it. I have been noticing it a bit more. It's not just the UK trains either. It's just generally across the whole thing. It's a bit like that. Not sure if it's a day one. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Bit of tilt on that curve, a little bit. Still got 10 to go. We won't know if we're late until we get to Wild Green. Well, I don't know where Wild Green is on this route. I'd need to look it up. Used to get it quite... You mean the Windows? Used to get it quite a bit at the Doncaster route when that came out. Northern have got their own cleaners at most of the depots. Yeah, I bet that's a grim task working at night, isn't it? Richard, good evening. How are you? Down there, Jason. Eight to go. Oh, see that? That was nice. Nice surprise. Wild Green is near Lichfield. It's on the yeah, it's on the Birmingham Cross City, isn't it? Playing Money Pit. By the way, Adam, you just reminded me. I've got two of your scenarios on DS Classic. I got a very recent one. I think it's Lancaster to Morecambe that you did. I'm gonna have a go at that. But I got an older one of yours, which was I realised I had no scenarios for North Somerset, and there was one with a 37. You probably remember it. You do a cold start in the 37 and then do a quick run, about 20 minutes. I did that yesterday, quite enjoyed it. I might do a little video of that one. I had to remember how to cold start the 37, but it actually wasn't that bad. Is there a buffet on board you could do with a Guinness? When we do the next scenario, we have a couple of minutes before the scenario starts. We'll go down and have a look at the kitchens. We'll have a walk through the train anyway, because I've not showed you the interior yet. So we'll do that. Night, Will. Thanks for coming in. You're going to get it, Mike, but next month. Yeah, got you. More 66 action. Which is a good sign that we're getting near to Crewe. Right, couple of yellows as we go in, and a red. Did I get the two-piece? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I got. Yeah, with the blue signs. That was the one I got. What did I say? Lancaster to Morecambe. That's the one I got. Yeah, it's a very recent one that you did. I've not played it yet, though. I had to get that blue sign pack as well. You're downloading GTA 5 and it's taking up all your internet. I've never downloaded GTA 5 because I never played it, but insert name of other game here. I don't get that issue anymore now I've got my good connection. Honestly, it's like a breath of fresh air, it is. Going from a 30 meg download to a 900 meg download is like crazy. I don't know how I ever survived, to be honest. Where's 2P70 available? Alan Thompson sim. Yeah, I haven't run it yet. I might run it tomorrow. There we go. Didn't need to stop. Just quite good. Very good, Tayo. Yeah, very good. The real one's coming up now. Anytime now, she'll speak. As she usually does. Only 240 miles to Glasgow.
We are now approaching Crewe. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
Yeah, remember that if you take your pushchair. Sort yourself out first. Leave your kids on board. Go to lost luggage afterwards. You've got 60 to 70 downloads. If you convince the missus she doesn't need the landline anymore, you'll go over to Starlink. Yeah, I ditched my landline as well. Never used it. Never used it. Not for years. I can have a landline on this one, but I chose not to. They wanted an extra tenner, and I just wasn't using it, so I didn't bother. Oh, sorry, I missed it. Yeah, you wanted to see it going across the points. That's because of the delay I've got between what you say and when I see it. Onwards to the North Wales coast. If we could. Right down to Holyhead. That'd be great, that wouldn't it? Here we are at Crewe. Slightly late. It's updated again. It's telling us 2 minutes late. Overall. Helps if I put it in the brake zone rather than the power zone.
This is Crewe. Welcome aboard this Avanti
Yeah, it pops up and
West
says
Coast
change the
service
power
to
mode.
Holyhead. The next stop will be Chester. Whilst
But obviously
at the
there's no
station,
point because we're
if
not
you
going
see
onwards.
something that
So
doesn't look right, speak to our...
there we go. You've never stopped at this platform. Yeah. Yeah, usually the Pendos, so these are the Wales services, so the Pendos are always over there. Or PS Classic, you come in here quite a bit. And this one. But the Pendos are over that side. These go off to the left now, to the North Wales. Spencer said you have arrived Tintin early. No, I was late on this one. Slightly late. Right, we're going to do the scenario that I've created. So you all know by now where that is. So we'll find it. And as I said, this scenario, if you want to play it, I'll put it on the Creators Club tomorrow. Once it releases on consoles, you can pick it up in readiness. If you get tired of running it on the West Coast Mainline South and Birmingham Crewe. So let's do it this way. Got a scenario planner. Preston to Carlisle. And I've got this one, 805 Ivero to Carlisle. So we'll do this one. Hopefully it all works okay. And I hope Pete Edmonds is in. Because there's something coming up early just for him in this one. Drive this Avanti Avero 805 from Preston to Carlisle in this fictional service. Because of course it is. We're due to start at 11. So I'll get it set up and we're going to have a quick look down the train, shall we? So we'll put that on. Put it into... I'm going to put it in forwards, even though we're not going to be sat in the cab. So hopefully the manager isn't around. It's very slick on control of that, doing that. Put the safety systems on, as we normally do. That one. Now, it says Swindon there, but the minute we get the prompt to leave, that updates itself and it goes right again. The only thing it doesn't say, though, you'll see it, it doesn't say, it says Oxenholme is the next stop. It doesn't say Lancaster for some reason. No idea why. No idea why. But we do have a couple of announcements that are correct for this route, which is interesting. You'll hear the first one at Lancaster. Right, we're ready to go. So we'll have a quick look outside. There's a couple of 158s in. One of them is going off to the south. One's going to Blackpool South. Let's go through here. We'll shut this actually. And we'll have a wander down. Yeah, it's diesel as well. Yeah, it's diesel. Hope the Buffy is has enough crisps. We'll go and have a look, shall we? A few people chatting. We will call at and not in service. The next station will be nowhere. The black hole. Right. Toilets don't work, as you might think. We'll have a wander down. Nice and clean inside. There's no chewing gum on the carpet. Seating's pretty good. There's no stains. There's usually stains there on the headrest. If it was a Pendolino, that is. Let's check. Buffy's closed at the moment. They must be waiting until we set off. Probably 5 minutes out of Preston they'll open. They're just stocking up at the minute. But there is a kitchen down here near first class, which we'll go and have a look at. We've got just over 3 minutes before we set off. Lots of doors to open. It's a fair old long train, this. Here we go. Here's first class. All the 80s passengers coming for a ride on the 805. That's brilliant. Here's the kitchen, look. What do you want? Toast? Anyone want some toast? We'll put some toast on. We've got the microwave. Get them baked potatoes going. Up here we've got all aboard coffee. Is that a hip flask? That looks like a hip flask to me. There you are. If you want a drink, that kind of drink, you can. We've got tea up there. We've got the coffee machine. A couple of jugs here for the coffee. I don't see any food though. Unless they've got it in the little fridges down here somewhere. Maybe they have. There you go. There's the kitchen. But I guess that's just for first class bods. More's the pity. Right, shall we have a walk along the outside? Let's close the door. We've got about a minute before we... See, look at the frosting on the windows again. Just the water. Hip flask or a Claymore, yeah. What do you reckon's in them hip flasks? Whiskey. Got to be whiskey. Is there a green DMU in the parcel siding? I don't know. Let's have a look. I didn't put one in. There's nothing. No. Just the 158s. Right, let's get inside. And let's close that. Put it in forwards. So it's already in forwards, so we're good. Wait for the green light. And we're off. Roll stops. Up to Carlisle. The 158 that's going to Blackpool will also race us out. There's the green. He's off to Blackpool South. You can hear him firing up just. There he is. Intercity cheeseburger from the 80s. A taste sensation you'll never forget. Wow. Yeah, I used to like the bacon and tomato rolls. They were good. Used to nearly burn your mouth off with the tomato. That was a problem with it. Pizza from Domino's has just arrived. See if you can eat it by the time we get to Carlisle. You probably ate it by the time we get to Lancaster. Yeah, he's going to break off now and go to Blackpool South. Whilst we carry on up north. Don't let you listen to the motors again while we accelerate. That's weird. Hear it going in and out. That is strange. All stops 300 metres after. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It's changed to Oxenholme, as you can see. But it did that on the Pendolino, if you remember. The timetable thing here at the top, I don't know what you exactly call it. Shows Lancaster and Oxenholme, so it'll show us if we're going to be late at Oxenholme. But really, that should be Preston and Lancaster showing on there. The destination of Carlisle is correct. But I guess, you know, that's what happens because it's not meant to run on this route, so they won't have fully prepared it for this route. I guess we can let them off that one, I think. Good sway on this. There is. This is what I wanted to show you, because on this old route, it is definitely bouncing around, isn't it? I was mentioning this morning in the early video, it wasn't doing it as much, but when you saw it tonight on this, you'd see just how much it's doing it. I've got my cab sway set really low as well. But that's just how it's bounced around on the track. Yeah, we went past Mum's house, yeah. Even I forgot. Yes, it's back there. Well remembered, animal. Well remembered. You're going to do a first class TFW 67.4 trip next week, full meal and wine again. Nice, very nice. Is this comparable to a pacer? Nothing is comparable to a pacer for the bounce, I would say. If you could ever get a pacer up to 110 miles per hour like this is going, then, well, the pacer will probably break up. It'll probably split in two. But that would be a wild ride if you could ever boost it to 110. So there's a bit of traffic that I've put in as well coming the other way. I think the first of which you'll see just before Lancaster, if I remember correctly. So Pete Edmonds, don't go and walk your dogs yet. I forgot me on Mum's house yet. I've just seen if any of you remembered. You could have laser level track and a pacer would still bounce. That's probably quite true, yeah. I think on this one we need to bring that that 153 down here from the other night, the network rail 153. Just make sure everything's all right, because it is bouncing around a bit. The only way you get a pacer to 110 is to drop it from a Chinook at 1,500 feet. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much the passengers would feel this this suspension. Let's have a look between. There you go. Bouncing a bit. Bouncing a bit. Out to Beale on a train, go on a pacer over points. Oh yeah, there's some sway there, definitely. Some sway. Yeah, the 158s were the only thing I could... oh, there you go, Animal. Neutral section. You see the VCB light up and then go off again, but you don't need to power down on this one. Yeah, I was looking in the scenario planner, thinking, oh, I wonder if I got a 156. I honestly couldn't remember. So I had to put 158s in. I googled it and it says 158s still occasionally go to Blackpool South. So I thought, right, I'll put 158s in then. Destination Blackpool South. Then at least it's semi-believable. But we have got a rail tour coming up anytime. Constant bounce it is. It is. This is better than West Coast Mainline South and Crewe to Birmingham, isn't it? It's a speed run. If you want to take it on a speed run, albeit, again, the era of the route is obviously ridiculous compared to what we're doing, but if you can forget that for an hour, then, you know, it's a good run, this. When you get to the M6 bridge near Shap, the bridge was recently replaced, right? Not bouncy enough. Thanks everybody for coming in, and thank you for those likes as well. Much appreciated. How many have we got in at the moment? How many viewers have we got in at the moment? I can't tell from where I am. But I appreciate you all coming in. Not commenting on the bouncing. Yeah, this is built for you, this one, Animal. You can just power straight through. You're driving the same route in TSC? Nice. I was on it before, actually. I was driving 66 with the nuclear flasks down the Cumbrian coastline all the way to Preston. I did that double-headed DRS 66 on TS Classic, that was. Coming the opposite way, of course, to this. Oh, excellent. It's between 75 and 80 viewers. Thank you everybody for coming in. I do appreciate it. Like I said, if you want this scenario tomorrow, I will upload it to Creators Club. I'll come back to the description of this stream and I'll put the direct link. So if you do it for your PC, click on it and subscribe, then it'll appear on your PC or your console or whatever you're playing on, and it'll work across every platform where this DLC is available. So you'll just need, you'll obviously need the 805, you'll need West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle, trying to think what else I've put in it. The 158 is in, can't remember where that's from. Can't remember what route that's from. What else is in it? Pendolino's in it. So make sure you've got the Pendolino. And then there's the rail tour coming up, which you'll see, which I won't tell you about yet until it comes past. You can't beat the 86 on this route or a good old dirty diesel. Yeah, absolutely. It seems a bit bouncy. That says Railway Man. Yeah, it is. It's very bouncy. Right, there's something coming after this pen though, so just keep your eyes out. What are the chances the unit number are the same? Shall we check it? It's a good point, actually. 006. I do like the fact, though, that we ran that same service on those two routes and it was the same unit number. I know it's a small thing, But honestly, if you'd have asked me without looking at it, I would have said to you, probably not. It's probably not got the same unit number, but it did, which is quite good. Right, let's start braking for Lancaster. No, it's not a 37. You should see it any time, I think, from memory. This 15 coming into Lancaster on this version of the route is a killer, isn't it? And it doesn't do that on TS Classic. Yeah, the 86 and the 87 does need skill, I would say. Yeah, it does. I would agree with that. It's a bit different, isn't it? I was watching King K the other night. He was playing it for one of the first times he's played it. He was doing alright. Can take a bit of practice, can't it? But then you jump in something like this is easy. Right, let's get down, ready for this 15. There it is! Nurse! Pete wants the nurse. There's your rail tour. That's in just for Pete Edmonds, that. Class 40, yeah. Class 40. So you need Northern Transpennine.
We are now approaching Lancaster.
There you go.
Please mind the gap when
Lancaster.
leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
You need a Northern Transpennine and the heavy freight pack for obviously for the 40. I thought we'd have a rail to it. I knew Pete wanted something like that. Wibble, he says. Thank God you watched my tutorial. I'm glad it helps, actually. I'm not going to tell a lie as well. I've done a couple of tutorials for things, and then I've not driven them for a long time, and I've gone back and watched my own tutorial. I'm not ashamed to say. I think one of those was the Flixtrain. I think it was the Flixtrain Vectron that I did, and how to do the speed set and things like that. I'd just not driven it for ages. But I did a tutorial on it, went back and watched it, and I was back driving it after that. It was good. I thought, he's a clever guy who did this tutorial. Thank God. Well, I know, I'm pleased that they help. I mean, you know, in the case of this one, most people are gonna know, if you've driven the Azuma, etc., and the 802 and the Riviera, you'll know how to drive this one. But it's there just in case anybody needs it, you know. So that's coming out tomorrow, that one. But the changing over from AC power to diesel power as well is in that tutorial. So yeah, that might come in useful for some people. This is Lancaster. Yeah, beast. The 40 is a beast, yeah. That 40 was the equivalent of giving a 4-year-old 2 bags of Haribo. You're buzzing now, are you? Right, well, listen to... Let's see if it plays ball, because it wasn't sounding right as we left, as we were leaving Preston. We'll go on this side, shall we? Let's listen to it. It won't sound like the 40, I'll just warn you, but... Problem is, we only get to 15 just here. But then we'll open it up. Evening, Chris. How are you doing? No pause on the doors closing. That's right, yeah. '66 action. It's the railhead treatment train, everybody. The very dirty railhead treatment train, so you will need that as well. It's got GBRF under there, look. That might be something to do with Creators Club, that. It's meant to be the EWS one. Coming over the River Loon, you can see the Ashton Memorial over there. There it is on top of the hill. Let's give it the beans. Look at that bounce. The acceleration's not bad on this as well. We didn't talk about that. It soon gets going. Can you download the Sonora without the packs for the rail? So give it a try. Do you know? I don't know. I think as long as you've got the player train and the route, you might be okay. But give it a try. I'd be interested to know actually, Snitcho, if you do try that, let me know. Yeah, you can do that, Animal. Yeah, the Flix train. You can change the voice. Have I got a stream planned for the February the 11th? I've not thought that far ahead yet. A dirty 66. Oh my god, she's off. Whoops, sorry about that. That's me knocking the mouse. Yeah, so now, next stop, Oxenholme. So that's correct at the moment. Morecambe Bay. All 66s should be that dirty so you can't see them. 4,000 horsepower, is that what it's got? This. Scott, good evening. How are you? Do I think it's worth buying? Well, I would, but I mean, it's up to you. It depends if it's the type of thing you want, and does it add enough additional gameplay for you? That's a difficult one for me to say. There's nothing wrong with it, if that's what you mean. It's all working, present and correct. But I mean, if you've not decided, you can always watch a bit more footage of it, and then you can decide. I think it's a pretty good DLC. Next stop will be an Oxenholme. At Oxenholme. Yeah, you're all waiting for this. Every time we go through Oxenholme, you're like that. This is Coinforth. There's no 47 for Dave over there. It's gone back down to Ipswich or wherever it lives. Well, this is Coinforth. There's my mum's bus over there, the number 22. I still don't know why the 22 Preston bus is sat at Steamtown. Even if it did a special up there, it wouldn't be called number 22. Unless that's a nod to my mum, might be. At least someone gave her a nod. I forgot, as anyone reminded me. Oxenholme, we hope. Oh god. Yeah, I need the screen to flash up, don't I? Bouncing all over the train. So you can pick up this scenario if you just want to take it for a blast, basically. It's good for that. You know, it's a good route for that. The one that I did, the two scenarios actually I did with the Pendolinos, one going up to Carlisle and one coming back, the Virgin Trains one coming back, they were quite popular on Creators Club, actually. So, you know, a few people do like to drive different things on this route, even though the route is 1986. The purists won't like it, but you know, if you can just suspend belief for a little bit, it does actually give some of these a good run, some of these DLCs that we've got. So Scott, you were thinking of buying it. You think, well, because you got a good few add-ons. Yeah, go for it. I think it's alright. It's alright. Trains run on the front pantograph. Thought it was run on the rear one. Oh yeah, it is, yeah. I wonder if it's right, no, I was going to say I wonder if it is always the front pantograph that comes up on these, or whether it's always so if we're going back the other way, would it be the same pantograph, therefore would it be the back pantograph? But I've remembered the tutorial that I'm doing where I'm leaving Crewe, that you'll see tomorrow. The front pantograph is up on there as well, and I know that because I dropped the pantograph to set the diesel engine going. So yeah, I don't know. On these, it's the front one in the game, or the sim, I should say. Railroad Unlimited, how you doing? Welcome. Fans in the US, like yourself, don't know when a train is on the wrong route. In the UK, you mean? Or you mean just generally? And do you mean in the game? So do you mean in the route? Do you mean you don't know which train in TSW runs on which route? Is that what you mean? Because if that is what you mean, then Jason has got a spreadsheet which shows you, even for the US routes, shows you which locos, which trains run on which route, and also which layers layer onto each route from other DLCs. And I believe, Jason, you've updated that today, so I don't know if you want to share it again. Just for anybody who's in the chat who wants to know what runs on what and what layers in on which route, Jason's spreadsheet should tell you. He keeps updating it all the time, so... There it is. There it is. Thanks, Jason. So if you have a look at that. Welcome though, Railroad. Nice to see you. I think we've got a few people from the US. Trying to remember, Snorko, King K, Wings and Things is in the US. We've got a few people in the US. .7 to Oxenholme, the famous Oxenholme. Get your flags ready, you members that can use the flag. I did go in the wrong direction once, you're right. You're never going to let me forget that, are you? Northampton Loop, that was. To be fair, it was the first time I'd driven on it. And it was telling me to change ends and do all sorts of stuff. Plus, I was trying to read what you lot were saying. Calling me in the chat again, as usual. Now, I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think we get an announcement for Oxenholme. That's one of the ones that's missing. Because I was playing a bit of this the other day, and I thought, oh, I'm going to record it. If she says we will shortly be arriving at Oxenholme, I was being really clever, and I was going to record it as a sound file and sort of put it in Streamlabs. So every time somebody like donates or something, it will pop up with the woman saying we're shortly arriving at Oxenholme. But she didn't announce it. So I was like, oh god, I drove all the way to Oxenholme and she didn't announce it. So I'm hoping they put a few more announcements in. I don't know if that's a case of just... If it's AI that's reading them out, I don't know whether that's a case of just programming them in or not. And the AI will read them. I don't know. You know, if it's tied to the screen, for example, it says Oxenholme now, so would it read out Oxenholme? Don't know, it'd be nice. Anyway, here is the said place. Coming in at 45, a nice, easy 45 there. Animal's got the flag out. Hitching the radio race ship will help you stop. Oh god, he's off again. I'm not taking any chances here, and the brand new 805, it is stopping at Oxenholme. No need for the Ubers this time. You can nip out and go to Travellers Fair there if you want. It is still that Travellers Fair there is still the station cafe, by the way, or the station buffet, I should say. Although I think the prices are a lot more now than they were when it was Travellers Fair. It was like daylight robbery last time I went in there for a cup of tea. Honestly, look at that. Who said we've ever had any trouble at Oxenholme? There's Kendall down there. Needs to be law that you must overshoot every time. Yeah, Wings and Things, yeah, a worldwide viewer base, yeah. Yeah, if there is anybody from other countries that's lurking, please do shout out and let us know where you are. All the regulars, I think I pretty much remember where everyone's from, but it's nice to get new people in from different places, definitely. I stopped at Oxenholme. You're not happy, are you? I could do a Penrith though. Don't forget. Just because Oxenholme is the one that you all know. Florida Railroad Unlimited. Nice, nice. It must have had a driver change. They're cruel. Mr. Train AP, Auckland, New Zealand. Wow. Welcome. Yeah, we have video evidence of it happening on more than one occurrence. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I need to overshoot and spad so I can create shorts. Listen to the noise on the outside. There you go. Animal, I guess you're from wherever you park your truck. Are you originally from Ipswich, Animal, or have I just insulted you? I did remember, but I forgot. I was talking about countries. I mean, you're obviously English. You seem to remember an overshoot followed by a spad. Yes, maybe. Was that the famous 5-circle ghost run? Yeah, that was a good one. That even I enjoyed that one. Which Ipswich? Definitely not the Australia one. If there is one in Australia, I don't know. If you fail to stop at Penrith, it'll make the news, and your old mate will be waiting for you by the time you get to go out and interview for BBC Cumbria. They might drag me off the train if I miss Penrith. 85 around this section. You live 20 minutes away from Ipswich. There's a few people from around that general area. You're from Suffolk, so it was insulting. I had the general area. I knew it was in the right sort of space, not far off. There's a Lake District over there. Nice. I love this section of the route. This is the best section. Even when you set it to snow in winter, it's nice up here in the game. You're an Essex. You're a proper Essex boy. Have you been on any of them programs on TV? Them Essex programs. The Only Way is Essex and all that stuff. I don't think them programs do anyone from Essex any favours. I have to admit. Unless that's what people are like in Essex, I don't know. I have been to Essex, but James Nichols, good evening, how are you? Cat Bells, yeah, I've been up Cat Bells, yeah. I've done most of them, actually. I got all the Wainwright books when I was younger, and I did as many of them as I could, while I still could. While I was fit enough. Because Lake District is only 30 minutes to the southern edge of the lake, so Windermere. About 30 minutes for me, so I'm right on the doorstep. So when I was a kid, we used to go to Wales a lot when I was a kid on holiday, because my dad's auntie had a guest house at a place called, I'm going to say it wrong, Glenog Bower. Any Welshin can correct me on that. It's just outside Carnarvon. She had a guest house there. We used to go there quite a lot, and then we used to go to the lakes a lot. When we used to go to the lakes, we used to dot around all different places. We used to like rent like cottages and stuff. Quite good. So I know the Lake District quite well. Nice place. Never get tired of going there, to be honest. You love the Lake District as well. Yeah, most people go to Windermere because it's the southern, like I said, it's the southern end. But there's lots of nicer places than Windermere. You just got to know where they are, really. Absolutely deny any association with the awful TV show. You're from proper Essex. You see, that's interesting, that, because they want you to believe that that is the proper Essex. I had a feeling it wouldn't be, by the way. Anyway, this is the wonderful Loon Gorge. All named because the River Loon is down there. Which is the same river that we passed over as we came out of Lancaster. That's the River Loon as well. And that's where it goes out into Morecambe Bay and to the sea. Down there, near Lancaster. But yeah, this is a really nice area of the route, this. It's dried up a bit there, look. I've not noticed that before. It's dried up. That's brilliant. Used to go on holidays as a kid, and in the Lake District of Wales, plus occasionally around St Ives and Dookie. You're nice. You're not from Windermere, are you, Scotch Eggo? Pete, you also went Lakes or North Wales, yeah. 150 of you in a Morris Minor. Oh, my uncle had a Morris Minor, like a brown one. I don't even know if they make brown cars anymore. I don't think it'd be that popular a choice. Don't recall now if I've seen a brown car recently. You get kind of metallic ones now, don't you? Not like, you know, like a solid brown colour. Your holiday near Grange over Sands this year, does that count? Yeah, that counts. That's on kind of the edge. Grange is nice. Grange is nice. I don't know if you've been there before, Dave. It's nice. very pleasant. Right, we're going up and over Shap. And we can do 105, which it will do no problem. With a bit of bouncing around. The posh part of Manchester. You mean Manchester itself, or like Cheadle Hume? Man City, how you doing? How'd you get the 805 on the Carlisle to Preston route? It's I've built this scenario. I've made it myself. But if you've only just joined, I'll be putting it on the Creators Club tomorrow. So if you pick this up and you want to run it on here, you can. I've just done it for a bit of a speed run, really. Just put it through its paces. Somewhere where we're familiar with. Mendy? No, I didn't. I've not even heard of that place. Whereabouts is that? I've been to all the usual places like Rill and all that. Oh, Maserati, but that's why I haven't seen one then. If Maserati do a brown car, that's why I've not seen one. You had a tour around the lakes in your caravan, stopped off at Coniston for a couple of nights. Coniston's one of my favourite places, actually, yeah. There's a very nice cafe at Coniston. I can't remember the name of it now either, but it's right on the edge of Coniston Water, literally right next to it. You come up through the middle of Coniston, go around to your left and round the back as if you're driving down to the edge of the water, and it's just there. It's nice place, newish place. Been there a couple of years, I think. Right, this is the top of Shap, so we'll speed it down a little bit. We'll say hello to the two donkeys in the field as we go past, because they're probably still stood there. Let's have a look. Some workmen now. There they are. Got the world record for standing in that field. Right, up and over and down to Penrith now, so let's keep an eye on the speed as we drop down. There are a lot of cars in Primer Grey, you're exactly right, yeah. The Bluebird Cafe, that's it. M-Snitch or Bluebird Cafe. Yeah, I should have remembered that, shouldn't I? Of course, Bluebird. That's the one, Bluebird Cafe. Very nice. Very nice place. Good views across Coniston Water when you sat there as well, having your cup of tea. They do alcohol as well, by the way, just in case you fancy that instead. But the food's nice in there. Coniston is beautiful. Ullswater's nice, yeah. Yeah, because that's what I mean. Windermere, because it's the southern end, it's the first place people get to, and some people don't go any further than that, which is a shame, really. And when I say there's better places than Windermere, I don't mean Windermere is bad. I just mean if you go into the Lake District, you want to see the lakes, not just the lake, you know. But then again, for us that know it, it means we can go places that are quite quiet and nobody knows about it. But yeah, I've got a lot of time for the lakes, to be honest. .6 to Penrith. We're bouncing around again as we come down. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff. That doesn't look right, that bouncing. I don't know about it. Should be a little bit slower in these curves. Another Pendo going south. Haweswater, yeah. Haweswater, very good, yeah. I've not been there for a long time. Would have been class if they made a modern timetable for Preston to Carlisle. Would have to be, yeah, it would have to be a different route, of course, as well. I know you're referring to the timetable, the 2019 timetable they've done for PC, which is good, which we've played a few times. But it still would be nice if we had a modern version of this route as well. But I doubt they're going to bring out, as much as I'd like it, I doubt they're going to bring out two versions of a route, which is a bit of a shame. Because some people just don't like this old era of route and they only like the modern stuff. It's probably about, I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but I bet there's people who just won't play the old BR Blue stuff. But like you're asking me about the North Wales coast, for this, would I like BR Blue or would I prefer a modern version of this? I would prefer this one that we've got, the BR Blue version. Definitely. And I think Just Trains do it well as well, don't they? Quite good at it. That's why I've got high hopes for Preston to Crewe as well. And I haven't seen the route yet. I mean, when I was joking with Tom earlier, I was trying to say to him, I really want to see it. I've only seen the screenshots that you've seen in the articles. I'd love to see it. But I'm hoping, if it is the roadmap next week, I'm hoping we get some details on that. I think you've been booking this unit for a suspension exam. It does go all over, doesn't it? Yeah, it would have to have it would be a completely new route, wouldn't it? If they did a modern version. I mean, as it is, I'm quite happy to occasionally run modern stuff up and down here. I don't mind it. I'm not as much of a purist as some players. Some players absolutely would not do this at all. They'd never do it. But as long as the traffic you've got coming the other way is also a similar era, you can make it semi-believable. When you went to Lake Como and you were researching, you deliberately avoided the equivalent of Bowness and Windermere. And it was so good that you went 3 times. All right, that's good then. So it worked. Now they're putting that in the literature. They're saying it's like Bowness, so you will go there, not that you won't go there. Oh, thanks, Man City. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, let me know if there's anything particularly takes your interest. Railwayman, you've done modern on Northern Transpennine and it felt wrong. And same TVL. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for anybody, but it's at least it's there if you know if you do want to try it. Like I was able to create this scenario in I don't know 15 minutes maybe, and I'm not going to keep running it all the time. But being as we were just showing the 805, I thought we'll show it on the official routes, then we'll just do something where we could just run it and not have to worry about timings and you know look at the unit itself, so to speak. That was the M6 bridge, was it? We went under. I saw it. 1.4 into Penrith. Start slowing it down. We do have a 75 right there. I think it will be more immersive, not just with the Orange Army trackside works, but also not getting all green runs where you really have to drive the train. Yeah. Here we go into Penrith. I missed your nice comment. What did you put? Anything to see my mum's house without actually visiting it? Is that a nice comment? I don't know whether that's a nice comment or not. That's like saying you wouldn't want to visit my mum's house. I think. I don't know. That's the way I read it. You run the TGV on this route sometimes. Now that is going beyond the believable. NTP has a more 80s feel about it. This route is a bit more homogeneous. Running model on it feels okay. Yeah. I don't know if I've... I'm trying to think. I think on Northern Transpennine, I think I've run 158s, I think. But I think that's all. That's a bit more modern than what it's set up for. I think that's all I've done. On Train Sim World, that is. Right, here we are at Penrith. He's on his way to Preston. Next stop, Oxenholme. I play this all the time. Not all the time. I wouldn't say I play it all the time. But it is my favourite route, as you know, this one, at the moment. Unless Preston Crewe comes in and beats it. Carlisle up next. There's like a 3-2-1. The 390 was the wrong way around. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can flip them, can you? In the scenario planner, I think it just plonks them down. Unless I missed it. He means where the first class is, animal. Right, watch the VCB as we go over the neutral section. There, flicks on and goes off again as it drops the power. You can hear the clunk as well. I can't remember if Carlisle is in the announcements. We'll find out when we get there. She didn't announce Penrith, did she? So we'll see if we get Carlisle. There's no timings because this is my own scenario, so we're not due in at any particular time. Must suppress instructor instincts about neutral sections, yeah. Well, fictitious run in the 805, fictitious neutral sections, let's say. Ben, good evening, how you doing? Your instructor guide to neutral sections is probably a bit different, yeah. I know what yours will say. Probably it's got a blank line at that part. Keep driving. Just like I've done on this run. You picking this up, Ben, are you? Yeah, nice. They did say it was recorded from that, so it should be the real sounds. If you've got number 3 tag, Tayo, that means you've talked a lot more in Stace tonight, which is very difficult to do normally, but she's lurking. That'll make her speak. It's a leaderboard. If you click at the top where it says top fans, you'll see you get so much XP for how long you've been here, etc. You must be a real train driver. I know you're joking there, aren't you? You're absolutely joking me. As I've mentioned before, the only train I've ever driven is a pacer. Up and down a siding at Warrington when I was a railway trainee. That's it. And a pacer's quite easy to drive, as you know from playing it in this. But that's the only one that I've driven. I keep thinking I might treat myself at some point. East Lancs, you can go and do a class 37, you know, driver experience thing where they take you up and down and you drive the thing. I've always fancied doing that, especially in a 37. There's a few different ones. I think they have a class 20. I think they either do it with a 31 or they used to. But I fancy doing it in the 37. I might treat myself to that at some point. It'd make a decent video, wouldn't it, if they let me video it? Stace chose not to confirm. I knew you were there. You were thinking the same thing in a 37. Yeah, I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. I'd have to ask the team at East Lancs though. What do I do? Do I press Shift C to get the clag up to number 10? If I'm doing a video and it's a real one, I've got the clag up to factor 10 as I normally do when I'm driving it in TS Classic. It's been some time since I've looked at the East Lancs website, but they had all the driver days like listed. And I think the 37 is resident there, so they've always got that one. And I think the 20 is as well. But when they get different ones in for a period, you can go on those as well. So I fancy doing it. I'd be interested to know, just from playing TSW and things being in the same place, would I know how to do it? Probably. As long as they keep me to, well, it's a heritage line, isn't it? So they keep me under, what, 25? That's alright. I'll probably get a bit nervous if I start speeding away in it. The driver experiences sell out very quickly, yeah, I can imagine that. You'd want to drive something you've never driven, which leaves not a lot. You're in quite a fortunate position there, I think. A lot of us that play these sims probably wouldn't mind trying the real thing, to be honest. Yeah, it can be pretty pricey. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking the 37, because I've always liked the 37, always. I think it would be worth it, just to say I have, you know. Now, after Railroad said I was keeping it to the right speeds, I keep over-speeding it now. You've got 3 heritage lines near you, Animal. You've only been to one of them. It could be quite good. Saying that, I've only been to the East Lancs once. It's at Bury, which is 45 minutes to an hour drive for me, probably, depending on what the traffic's doing, you know. But I might go again in summer. I always want to go to the Diesel Gala, but it's absolutely rammed. It's absolutely rammed out. I'm not big on massive crowds. So if I go, I want to be able to see the things, you know. Bluebell's nearest to you, but they're almost exclusively Steam, which doesn't really interest you. I know what you mean. East Lancs has a mix. Last time I went full length of the line behind Steam, because my dad wanted to do that, and then we came back with the Class 33 actually coming back. Not a bad run actually down the East Lancs. It's a decent length route. Got the old first class corridor coaches as well. That was quite nice. We had our own compartment. We've got 75 coming up, then we got the 20 just before Carlisle, just after the neutral section. And just for Dave, I'm going to power down for this neutral section, just so he doesn't have nightmares tonight. We'll get this last one right. Very good, Mike, yeah. That's what it was like on Tuesday, wasn't it? Tuesday was poor. Last time you went, there was a Flying Scotsman was there at the East Lancs. Nice. Right, I've got the neutral section any moment. Pete 888, how are you? Good evening to you. Here it is. Power's off. Which makes sense anyway, because we're going down to 20 just before Carlisle.
We are now approaching Carlisle. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
There you go. We got Carlisle with just no Oxenholme. Why can't we have Oxenholme? I wanted that as a jingle. I'll have to see if I can twist their arm on that one. So we've no Oxenholme. We've got Lancaster, no Oxenholme, no Penrith. But we've got Carlisle. Now, I don't know going the other way if we've got Preston. I haven't gone the other way. I need to set up a quick one and see if we've got Preston. Carlisle's a bit empty. I did think I had something in the platform in the scenario, but obviously not. Either that or our timings are off. Dean Place, thank you for the sub. Hope you're well. I'm not spadding at Carlisle, no. No, I'm not. Not when I've had such a good run tonight. Across all 3 routes. Time is off, never. They're a cruel lot, honestly. Unlock the doors one last time. That's us at Carlisle in our little bespoke scenario. So I will upload this tomorrow. The easiest way for you to get it rather than search it, you could search it, but the easiest way will be come back to the video, have a look down in the description, and I'll put the link there which will log you straight onto Creators Club on your PC or whatever, or your phone. And as long as you're signed into Dovetail Live, you'll be able to subscribe to it. Then when you get on your PlayStation or your PC or Xbox, whatever it might be, it'll download it straight there, so you've got it. So probably midday-ish tomorrow I'll upload it with the screenshots, and you can find it if you want to. If you fancy running this on this route, it'll give you a bit of something else to do if you fancy it. But it's been a good run, so I'm going to lock the doors one last time. And that is our new Avanti West Coast 805. So hope everybody has had a nice time. I enjoyed that run especially. I knew I would. And the 40 for Pete, yeah, with no nurse involved. Yeah, so if you're picking it up tomorrow, enjoy it. That's the main thing. The tutorial will be out probably mid-morning tomorrow. So have a look out for that. In the meantime, thank you everybody for joining. It's been a great stream, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys, and good night from me.